Okay, I think we're live. We should be live. Everybody should be able to hear me clearly without any issue. Let me just double check on that. Just going to double check, make sure everybody can hear on the stream. I think we're live. Yes, we can. There we go. Everybody should be able to hear me clearly. All right. All righty. Very good. Just wanted to check on, make sure everything was running. Sometimes it's not that clear as things are going on, but today we're doing good. Let me just take that down a little bit. Everything's running good. Now, I have had an issue with the weather. You can see out the backyard. Can you see the rain? It's really, really raining out back. Well, out back, it's raining the whole area. There's been a lot of high winds and things. The internet was like a little iffy earlier today. So we'll see how that goes. If I get disconnected, I'd get disconnected. Nothing I can do about it. Right? That's right. So, our friend Jari Innanen. Hello, Richard from Helsinki, Finland, at 10 p.m. here. Thank you very much. Got another hello coming in there. There we go. So let me just see, is this the right one? There we go. It's not too bad. Greetings from London, UK. Facebook London, FB London. What does FB stand for? I'm not sure what that even stands for. Facebook. That can't be Facebook. Can it? I don't think so. We've got a lot of talk about since Wednesday when I broadcast my very first episode live stream with this beauty. I woke up Tuesday morning, and I figured I'd just check and see, and sure enough, they had this in stock in my local Apple store in Columbia, Maryland. Damien says, hi, Richard. Just checked on Macbook Pro Availability Apple Store. It's there, but 67 miles away. Think I'll wait for delivery on November the 10th. 67 miles isn't that far. It's only like a little over an hour. If you drive 67 miles per hour, it's 1 hour. I'd rather have it. I could have waited. I didn't want to wait. I wanted this beauty in my hands. I got it Tuesday. I've been testing things. There's a couple of issues that we're going to talk about that came up. Couple of issues. One is still ongoing, which is a strange one, but for the most part, it's been very smooth. I'm on Monterey. I've never updated to an OS that fast before, but I had to because of the MacBook. The MacBook Pro came with Monterey. I had no choice. I had to update to it. But you know what? I really, really like this new setup that I have. So the new setup is, this is at the bottom of my big screen. My big screen is right above it here. I'll show you a video of that in a minute. But I really like this new setup that I have. I got a cable going in Thunderbolt 4 this way. I got an OWC dock going in here. This is a Thunderbolt 4 dock. There's a little problem with that, so we'll see how that goes. But for the most part, this is going very, very well. Let me just check something here. I'm going to check this and make it fixed position and background. I'm going to change that color to black. And the opacity to 50%. And let's see what that does. There we go. That's what I wanted. So I wanted just a fixed name there at the bottom. We've got some interesting things that have happened for the Creative Summit. We're going to be talking about that in a minute. Apple Day. It's been clarified exactly what's going on, the schedule for Apple Day. Last week I was saying, where's Apple Day on the schedule? I didn't see it. But we have it now. Damien says, greetings from Poland, Warsaw. That's interesting. My grandmother was from Poland. She was from Krakow. Another one, hello from Poland. Very good. We got a nice audience from Poland today. My grandmother came over from Krakow, Poland. She was 17 years old, and she came over on a boat by herself. Took 2 weeks to get here. 17 years old. She came over from Poland, so that's quite a story I learned from my mother all about that. So let me show you what. This is my setup. You can see the MacBook Pro right next to the Stream Deck, and I have it right above the monitor. The monitor's right above it. The main monitor right there is right above it. So that's interesting. I really like this setup. A lot better than my old setup, which the Mac Pro, and I had a monitor turned vertically and stuff. I like this setup better. A lot better. So this is one of the reasons why. Let me show you. Let me show you one of the reasons why I like this better. I can show you this. Look. This is my audio setup. It's very easy to keep these controls on the MacBook Pro screen, and then I can just switch to that. This is my audio setup. These are all the audio controls that I have to make the sound. And last week they weren't working. Wednesday they weren't working. They weren't showing you the level meters and stuff. Now I have them working, so we're doing well. I had to reinstall the driver. That's one of the things I want to talk about. I had to reinstall the driver. But they're working today, working very well, as a matter of fact. Our friend Spot Lewis, greetings from rainy Philadelphia. Spot, you also have some other cohorts in Philadelphia now. We had him on. Sam Messman's living in Philadelphia right now. Sam was the very first person I had on Final Cut Pro Radio 7 years ago this January. We've been podcasting Final Cut Pro Radio for 7 years this January, and Sam Messman was the very first guest at the beginning of January. He came on again with Jeffrey Orthwine, and he's going to be on the new episode 120 of Final Cut Pro Radio that's coming out this weekend. I have a band coming over that I'll be dealing with on Saturday. But Sunday, I'll get the podcast finished up. I've been using Logic Pro 10.7 to edit this new podcast. This will be the first podcast that I edited. The first podcast that I edited on this Macbook Pro, sorry. The very first one. We are wet here at Final Cut Pro TV. Very, very wet. I guess you can't see the actual rain. Take my word for it. It's very, very wet out there. Very wet. All right, you got a few more comments. Kirby Collins. Hello from Tommy Collins in wet Winthrop, Mass. Your setup looks awesome. Spot Lewis. Great. Would like to meet him. I might, if Sam's going to be there for a while, we'll probably meet up for lunch or dinner and we'll do some filming because I'm about 90 minutes away from Philly. It's on the East Coast of the good old USA. So, and Jeffrey Orthwine. Here we go. Sorry. Here we go. This is the live from Apple Park. Here we go. I'll just do this. Live from Apple Park. Meet with the Apple team for a whole day of exclusive sessions and discussions. This is your chance to directly engage with the team behind our favorite editing software, Final Cut Pro. You won't want to miss their upcoming announcements. Upcoming announcements now. Oh, it's there. Should be there. Audio should be there. I see it bouncing around on mine. Lost your audio on YouTube. It should be there. Let me know if it's not there on YouTube. Huh. I see it bouncing around. It should be there. Let me just see. So if you look down over here to the left, you can see my audio is bouncing, so I'm definitely getting audio. I'm not sure. It's okay now. Okay, good. Because your audio is back. Thanks. It's okay now. Audio is back. Yeah, I had it muted when I was drinking. But let's go back to this. So you won't want to miss their upcoming announcements. The Final Cut Pro team is going to be making upcoming announcements. What the heck does that mean? Upcoming announcements from the Final Cut Pro team at the Summit. 2 weeks, they're going to be at the Summit. We're going to have Apple Day 2 weeks from today, which is Friday. What the heck does that mean? Meet with the Apple team for a whole day of exclusive sessions and discussions. You won't want to miss their upcoming announcements. I'm interested in what their upcoming announcements are going to be. Upcoming announcements. They're not going to announce the MacBook Pro. That's already been announced. They're not going to announce Final Cut Pro 10.6. That's already been announced. So what does that mean? Yeah, I do too, Eric. I like announcements. Exactly. That's exactly my point. Apple Final Cut Pro team is making some upcoming announcements according to that. So the most important thing is you must attend the live events to participate. Apple Day will not be recorded. It will not be recorded. So keep that in mind. The Apple Day will not be recorded. You have to watch live. There will be no recording of it, not afterwards or anything. So there you can sign up to attend Apple Day. You just click on that and you can sign up. One of the things they're going to be talking about is cinematic mode on iPhone 13. It's much more detailed than what I realized initially. I must admit, Final Cut Pro 10.6, there's a lot more to cinematic mode than what I initially thought. Or initially, I shot the cinematic mode. I said, this is cool. But I edited it in iMovie on the iPhone, which had this little one single slider. Final Cut Pro 10.6 has 3 or 4 places you can make adjustments. Blurring the background is only one of the adjustments. You also have focus points you can do. You can set by in Final Cut Pro 10.6, and they have a cinematic editor in the timeline, and you have more controls in the viewer. 4 or 5 different controls for cinematic mode. It's not just a single slider. If I'm already registered for the summit, do I have to sign up for Apple Day? No. That's part of the deal is Apple Day. Just keep track of it. Just make sure you attend the actual Apple Day event because it's not being recorded. You watch it live and you miss it. I don't know how much they're going to allow us, unless if they make, listen, they make announcements in the past at the summit. The Apple team has. 2016 was the MacBook Pro, new MacBook Pro. 2016 was Final Cut Pro 10.3. 2017 was Final Cut Pro 10.4 that they debuted at the Creative Summit on Apple Day. But it didn't come out until December, about 2 months later, 6 weeks to 2 months later. But they allowed us to talk about it. 2016, we could talk about it. 2017, we could talk about what they talked about. 2018, they allowed us to talk about it, which was 2018 was 10.4.4. Yes, you can talk about it. Please share it on social media is what they told us, which we did, of course. So 10.6 is a nothing burger. I don't have an iPhone 13 and I use Resolve for tracking. Let me say this about that. Initially, that's what I thought as well. 10.6, I'm pretty sure, is just the first step into the doorway of what 10.6 is going to be. It's just the first step inside the doorway, which is with tracking and iPhone 13. Now, I understand if you don't have an iPhone 13, that second doesn't mean anything. But I think that's just the first step into the doorway. We're going to open the door, peek inside, and there's 10.6. I think we're going to get a lot more forthcoming. They're switching over to Swift, from what I understand, the software. At this point, I agree. Let's see what happens at the summit if they indeed show us something else. They very well might. So, cinematic mode on iPhone 13, they have to talk about that a little bit, don't they? I mean, they do. They do. So, I'll be seeing that. I'll be curious about that myself. So, see the latest MacBook Pro in action. Let me pull that. See the latest MacBook Pro in action. You're seeing the latest MacBook Pro in action right here, right now. This is the latest MacBook Pro in action. I have my Mac Pro running as well, but I want to try this MacBook Pro running these live streams, and this is all I've been using as much as possible. Well, like I said, though, I have a big screen right above it. Right above it here is a 34-inch LG monitor that I do most of my editing on, Logic and Final Cut. I don't do it on the small screen. I don't want to. I don't have to. There we are out back again. Can you see the rain? I'm not sure. Let me see if I can zoom in on that a little bit for you. You really can't see, but it is certainly raining out there. There's a squirrel running around. You really can't see. Let me zoom in a lot. There's the, yeah, you can see it there, can't you? Can you see the rain? You can see something. I'm not sure what's going on with all that, but it's very rainy. I wasn't sure if we were going to even be able to have a stream today because the internet was horrible when I first started. I checked the speed. Let's check it now. Where in the heck is that speed checker? So let's check it now, see what we're at. Yeah, there we go. We're fine. This is normal. 700 to 1,000 is what we typically do. And I think 40 megabits per second up, something like that. So we're doing good. We're doing fine speed-wise. But this, when I first, right before I went on, a half hour before I went on, it was like 37 megabits per second download speed. I was downloading some videos, and they didn't quite, they were taking a long time to download. So, all right, well, let's watch another video. Here is, let me see what we have here. This is what the Summit looks like. Let me see here. Oh, here's the Juniper Hotel. So normally this is what you see when you go to the Creative Summit. Let me pull that off. There we go. This is the courtyard of the Juniper Hotel.
Oh, I gotta show this. I appreciate it. So I'm always looking for ways to find.
So I'll put a picture up. My first look. Huh? Yes, John Cleese was there. This is the lobby.
All right, guys, thanks for coming to my session. I really appreciate it. So if you have any questions specifically, part of these things is not just to talk at you, but like have conversations. So if you want to like bring up your laptop and you want to have questions, I basically want to make myself available to you guys while I'm here this weekend. Sound good? Awesome. All right. Thanks a lot. I got.
So that's what the Juniper Hotel looks like. We really missed that this year. I mean, I really missed it. I was hoping we'd have an in-person, but we did not. We did not have an in-person. So initially they were going to, and then they changed it because of the circumstances. You know what all that's about. Because it looked better around June, July, and then it started changing. It started getting worse, the situation. I mean, they canceled NAB. I knew they were going to do that for sure. So any questions? Look at this bad boy. It's upside down. Now, why did it do that? I don't know why it just switched upside down. Let me switch that around. Rotate. I'm not sure why it's upside down, but there, now we're back to normal. Every once in a while, it'll just do that. This is Ecamm Live, but I can rotate it back to what we're talking about. All right. So now that's, what the heck's going on there? That's me. Yeah, there we go. See if this picks up. So the internet got disconnected. Now we're back live again. I'm not sure if it's going to pick it up or not. This is what's been happening all day. So let's see. Now that's, what the heck's going on there? That's me. Yeah, there we go. See if this picks up. So the internet got disconnected. It's amazing. Now we're back live again. I lost connection to the internet, and then it picked back up when I reconnected, and now we're back live again. That's amazing. That's amazing to me that it does that. I don't know how it disconnects, and then it reconnects, and then it disconnects, and it reconnects. I don't know how it does it. I don't know if it does it on Facebook, though. I have no idea. Let's see what's going on Facebook. Facebook, let's try that. See if Facebook is back. I don't know. Facebook, let's try that. Yes, it is. See if Facebook is back. I don't know. So it's amazing, but it came back. I disconnected, the internet disconnected, and then it came back. The stream stopped. It's live on Facebook and YouTube, so I have to see. Let me just check this, see if it's on. Twitter status. Let me see what's going on here. I'm just going to check this out. The stream stopped. Yep. I don't know how that works. The stream stopped. The internet cut out. The stream stopped. I reconnected, and we're back on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, all the main three ones that we're back on. So it's amazing that it actually reconnects that way. So. Now I'm seeing, since the reconnection only been live for 2 minutes, 37 seconds, but it's back on the main streams. The main streams are back. So here's Facebook, here's YouTube. See if Facebook is back, I don't know. And then here's Facebook. And we're back on all three of those. So. We're back on all three. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. What? I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's go back to there. There we go. So anyway, let's go back over. The exciting thing is the Creative Summit. Register. Sign up for free. It doesn't cost you anything. Sign up for free. If you want to get the VIP package, it's $149 until November the 1st. The difference is free access to the Final Cut Pro event platform, participation in raffle drawings, but you get 90 days access to Final Cut Pro Summit sessions. That's one of the things you get. And you get a free copy of our friend Ian Anderson's book. So there's only 12 days left. It expires November the 11th. Oh, they changed it. They changed it. Expires the 11th. Use early bird during checkout. So that's interesting. So announcements. Live from Apple Park. Once again, this is pretty extensive. What's going on here? You won't want to miss their upcoming announcements. This is the Final Cut Pro team at FCP Global Summit. You don't want to miss their upcoming announcements. Okay, what upcoming announcements? They're not going to be announcing the MacBook Pro. That's already happened. They're not going to be announcing Final Cut Pro 10.6. That's already happened. So, Ecamm Magic. Listen, I don't know what's happening. I use Restream. So, Restream reconnected with Ecamm. I don't know how that works. It disconnected. My internet went down for a second. We got horrible weather out here, as you can see in the backyard. But so I lost internet connection. The stream quit. I restarted going live, and it reconnected to the original streams on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, all three. So that's fantastic. Speaking of that, I've had a problem with a couple of things. Number one is this unit requires kernel extensions to be installed on the MacBook, right? I installed them once, and then the meters were not registering. These meters that you can see here now were not registering. And I wasn't sure exactly why, and I tried to look at things today, and none of these were registering here. None of these were registering. But I reinstalled the drivers. I re-downloaded the drivers, reinstalled the drivers. Now they're back working fine. So that's one hiccup that I have. Another hiccup that I have is you can't see it, but over here, this cable, this is a Thunderbolt 4 cable, by the way, not a Thunderbolt 3, but a Thunderbolt 4. It's got 4 and then the Thunderbolt symbol on it. This goes to my OWC dock that I use. That, I have things connected to that. I have the monitor that's sitting above here connected to it, a 34-inch LG monitor via Thunderbolt, because this takes Thunderbolt, so I have that connected. I have the audio interface, this guy connected, Thunderbolt cable. This is a Thunderbolt 3 cable going back around behind the monitor and connecting to the OWC dock. So that's 2 Thunderbolt connections. I also have an Ethernet connection connected and some other things. However, not this one, but one similar to this, the 4K connector freezes. I have an Elgato 4K cam link, and it freezes going into that Thunderbolt dock. I have a support request in at OWC to see if we can figure out what the heck's going on. We don't know if it's Monterey or not. I'm going to try it on my 2019 MacBook Pro that's running Big Sur. I'm going to try this dock out on that probably tomorrow to see if the Camlink 4K freezes on the 2019 Mac Pro on Big Sur. Because if I can't use the Camlink 4K and the OWC dock, it's going back. I'm still within my window to send it back, and they told me that would not be a problem. So let me just check something here. Scarlett 4K. Check. Let me just turn this up a little bit. Here we go. There we go. Now we're back to normal. So that's interesting that the OWC dock, this is the Thunderbolt 4 dock, is having problems with the Elgato Camlink 4K. Interestingly, this one works without any problem. Let me pull this up. This one works without any problem. This is a cheap one. It's like $20. It works in the USB connection, but the Elgato 4K does not. It doesn't work in either the USB or Thunderbolt. I tried both. It doesn't work. It freezes. So we got to figure that out. So what do you think? What are we going to hear at the Live from Apple Park? What is Apple going to tell us? What do you think? Anybody have any idea? Meet with the Apple team for a whole day of exclusive sessions and discussions. This is your chance to directly engage with the team behind our editing software. I'm not sure how it's going to work virtually. I know how it works in person because we've done it before. When we're in person, we have two separate events. We go to Apple Park, or we go to the Apple campus, I should say. One infinite loop. We have a presentation by the team just for the attendees of the session. The second thing is on Saturday, they come to us. They come to us at the Juniper Hotel and have a private Q&A with us. I don't know how that's going to work virtually. Are we going to have a private Q&A with them as well? So, Patrick Masters, I just wish we could mix in Final Cut Pro the way we can in Premiere. You mean with a mixing board? That's forthcoming. I know that's there, but that hasn't been released yet. Do they ever show future roadmaps for Final Cut Pro? Absolutely. Absolutely. The very first one, which was not in Cupertino, it was somewhere else in LA or somewhere, they showed rolls. They showed the rolls before they came out. In 2017, they showed Final Cut Pro 10.4. It wasn't released until December. This was October. They showed us Final Cut Pro 10.4 2 months before it was released. So absolutely, they showed us both of those times were roadmaps. I'm kind of expecting that this time. I know, I expected 10.6 to be big. It wasn't. The tracking feature itself is big. Single feature is big, but not the expansive multiple features that I was expecting. So that itself was big, but cinematic mode is bigger than you think. I'm going to be delving into that a little bit. Not here, but delving into that. Has the audio gotten worse? It shouldn't have. Let me listen to the stream a second. Now it's muted. No, you're I think you're behind. I think you're lagging behind. Let me just check. So, yeah, I don't know what the heck's going on. I noticed the level had changed. So the Apollo Twin, let me just see here what the heck's going on, because this is what I've been having problems with. The Apollo Twin. So that's on, and that's on. I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? This is not working. Aha. Okay. Testing one. You're absolutely correct. There we go. Wait a minute. Now we're back on. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Check one. So yeah, something's not working right. This is the problem with this. Drivers, I keep having to reinstall these drivers. Definitely something has changed. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's interesting. What the heck has changed? Did I mess? Check 1, check 2, check 3. Testing 4. Something has changed. I don't know if it's any better now or not. I think it probably is. Probably a little too loud. But something definitely had changed. I don't know what it is, but this is what I keep having problems with, these little issues. Good here. Your audio is fine. So I noticed there was a drop in the level. So that was a surprise, but this is what's happening. It's loud. Okay, I'll turn it down. Let me see what check one. Oh yeah, it's too loud there. All right, turn it down there a little bit. There we go. Check, check. This is what keeps happening with this new MacBook Pro. I didn't have these problems with the Mac Pro, but the new Mac Pro, there's issues. There's issues. This is not supported on Monterey yet, but they say it doesn't mean it won't work. It's just not supported. So I don't know. It's something happened. Maybe when we did the live. Maybe when we dropped out for a second. Let me just check something here. Well, that's all right. As long as we got audio. Speaking of that, I'm going to switch over to the MacBook Pro again. It's better now. Better, 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 better. Let me switch over to the MacBook Pro audio. We did a test yesterday. Okay. Now I know this is not great. This is the MacBook Pro audio, but it looks like it's registering pretty well. So this is the MacBook Pro microphone that they said was a studio quality microphone. What do you guys think? Let me just look over here. Yeah, I got it turned up all the way in system preferences. All the way in system preferences. Let me just pull that up. So much better? You mean to tell me that the MacBook Pro microphone is better? It can't be. But anyway, they said it's like a studio quality microphone. They've done something with it. I turned it way up, all the way up. So we'll have to see how that sounds. When I have problems with this, I'm going to switch. So I'm going to start having this thing ready. This is the Elgato Wave 3. I really, really like this microphone. You get an application with it. You get a little mixing board with it. You have a limiter on it. What I'm going to do is, since we're having problems with this, the drivers with this in Monterey, I'm going to start using the Elgato 3 Wave and have that at standby. Plus, it seems like the MacBook Pro microphone is working pretty well. Better today than it was yesterday. Is that correct, or am I not correct? So here's, you can see I have the MacBook Pro microphone running through now, and it's got a good level, right? And I'm about a foot away from the microphone itself. So that's interesting. It is to me. Is it interesting? It certainly is. If I had let me just pull this up and see if I can get, let me go to the backyard a minute. Do I have a Thunderbolt to Thunderbolt cable? Thunderbolt to USB. Let me see if I have one. Oh, here's one. Let me see if this will work. So the MacBook Pro speakers are really good, to be honest with you. They're really good. Let me see if I can get this thing working. I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not, but I'll try. The MacBook Pro speakers are really good. I'm kind of surprised how good they are. Let me see something here. Well, I'll wait till the next time, but I'm going to use this microphone. I'm going to have this microphone. This is the Elgato Wave 3. I really, really like this. It's USB-C, and it's really a good microphone for I was figuring on bringing that with me when I go to like this Creative Summit and stuff. Here's a little bit more Creative Summit video.
Have conversations. So if you want to like bring up your laptop and you want to have questions, I basically don't make myself available to you guys while I'm here this weekend. Awesome. Thanks a lot.
I got 7 minutes before I have to tear everything down. So if you want to see the timeline, play with the timeline, feel free to come up here. Or if you want to go get some quick coffee, go to the bathroom before the next presentation, feel free to do that. Thanks again so much for coming.
That was a very timely tip.
Well, actually, you have crap shoes, you know?
I'm going to do one more. Let me see what we have here. Oh, this is funny.
Do you have your badges? Yes. Does anyone not have their badge? No. Okay.
When you say badge, what do you mean exactly?
When I say badge, I mean.
So this is on the bus on the way to Apple campus. That's Eliot, one of the people from Future Media Conferences that takes care of us the whole time we're there.
I'll be back to check up on you guys soon.
Thank you. So where's our button?
All right, and wave to me, please. Say hi. Hi. Hello. Beautiful.
You're awesome. Put yourself in there. Say hi.
Hey, everyone.
Sorry, micro. Okay, so you can probably put up to 64 gigs in there.
Okay, we've got 2 buses. This is the first one, too.
Okay, there's one more coming right behind you. Beautiful.
I think this young lady.
Friday, folks.
Hello.
Give us a few seconds.
Sure.
Hi, Richard.
How you doing?
Great. That's an incredible phone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wide angle is on.
No, I got the regular one.
Okay.
I don't know if you started. Perfect, because I know we're okay with the Hey, y'all. Oh, on the roof. Okay, because I told you something else. Perfect, even better then. Okay. Beautiful background, and then beautiful. Okay, so a pig is going to be on the roof.
That's the last time we were there. 2019? That was 2019. I had the iPhone 11 Pro Max, I think at that point. 11 Pro Max. So that was the last time we were in person. It's really nice. We have still in demo mode. We have so many different things going on. We have the bus trip to Apple. We go to see the visitors center. We have luncheons. No sound. I'm seeing sound. Macbook Pro Microphone. Once again, I don't know what's going on with the sound. I have sound here. You can see it right there. MacBook Pro Microphone is registering. So if you're not getting sound, I'm not sure why that is. unless you're on an old version, I mean, you're not up to date. I hear you. So Joseph Becker says, I hear you. Let me just go over here and listen. Go over here and listen and see what's going on. I don't know. I hear you too. Okay, good. So how is the quality on this microphone? I'm kind of impressed. Let me just see. Yeah, so it's there. We're definitely there. We have microphone. Your sound is fine on YouTube. I hear you a bit loud, actually. There you go. A bit loud, but that's better than not being too much. But so I understand there's definitely a difference in quality between my studio setup, but I'm having problems with it. I'm having problems keeping this thing running. It runs for a while, then it doesn't. I have to reload the drivers. And I don't know if that is this or Monterey or the United Audio drivers. Now, United Audio specifically said that they don't officially support Monterey, but they supported Big Sur, and it probably will work. It might work. So it's not really, I don't know where the issue is. The MacBook, Monterey, United Audio drivers, somewhere. Yeah. UA is always late with drivers. They most certainly are. They most certainly are. A lot of the audio is problematic with drivers, right? They are. I mean, I know they are for a fact. Some of my plugins are still not working. So Kibby says the MacBook Pro mic is impressive. They said they improved it, right? The speakers are actually really good. I use the MacBook Pro speakers right in front of me. Here, I have two sets of speakers left and right that I normally use. But this sounds really good, so I've been using these speakers as my default speakers on a lot of stuff. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I have the mic turned all the way up in the menu bar. This is still working apparently, but it's not really. Something's not right with this. This shouldn't be registering. That's not registering enough. So we're not going. Now it's registering again. I don't know. Well, heck with it. I'm going to set up a spare mic from now on. I hear the iMac mic and speakers are really good as well. I don't know if I got to reinstall the drivers. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here for today. Does anybody else have any questions about what's going on? We have interesting news for the Creative Summit. Once again, their upcoming announcements. Final Cut Pro team, upcoming announcements. What does that mean? That's what I'm going to be interested in. So, upcoming announcements. Sign up to attend Apple Day. If you go there, it just makes you sign up. Free registration. Apple Day's included if you've already registered. Jeff says, what's the news? The news is Apple has an upcoming announcement. Final Cut Pro has an upcoming announcement. Meet with the Apple team for a whole day of exclusive sessions and discussions. So there's going to be exclusive sessions and discussions, and they have upcoming announcements. Upcoming announcements does not mean the MacBook Pro. That's already been announced. It does not mean Final Cut Pro 10.6. That's already been announced. An upcoming announcement to me means something new. Could they show us a roadmap? Could they show us a roadmap? Now, here's somebody trying to be funny. The announcement that they are doing to Final Cut Pro what they did to Aperture. That's you just being funny there. I understand you're making a little joke. That's fine. But no, that's not going to happen. What does it mean? What does it mean? The upcoming announcement. Make sure you sign up. Okay? You have to sign up to see the Final Cut Pro, whatever the announcement is going to be. All Apple presentations will be live streamed from Apple Park, maybe from the Steve Jobs Theater. Don't know for a fact, but it could be. You must attend the live event to participate. It's free. It's free. Okay? There's no reason not to sign up. They have a very nice schedule. So the program 2021, they have a nice program, new to me. You have nothing to lose. Now, this is interesting, this 4-hour break. I think that's because of the difference between the United States and European overseas situations. So the first day is a single track. Tuesday, they start with a double track here, 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 here. You can't watch both at once. Hallway conversations. Wednesday is mobile first, talking about mobile, 4-hour break. I'll see if I can fill that in with some with a live stream or something. Fill in here. 2 tracks going on. You won't be able to watch them both. Thursday, professional focus. Here's my friend Serena, of course. And then Apple Centric, daily open, 11:15 Eastern Daylight Time. What's new in Apple? What's new in Apple Pro Video? Led by Apple experts. I guess the Apple Final Cut Pro team. Larry O'Connor, Sam Messman, OWC Solutions demo. That'll be interesting to watch. Motion VFX, 6:30, etc., etc. That's the news. There's something going on. Hopefully, this is what I think. This is what I hope. I hope the language was chosen purposefully. Yes. I hope it's not somebody just doing text and saying that's what they did. I think given Monterey has extensive support for SharePlay, perhaps there will be support for collaboration within Final Cut Pro. We haven't seen any evidence of that yet. But at some point. So I think the lack of a full feature update for Final Cut Pro 10.6. They gave us 2 big ones. 2 if you have an iPhone 13, which I do. Tracking is pretty big as a singular feature. It's a big singular feature. I haven't done much tracking yet. I think, like I said, we just peeked through the curtain or peeked through the door of Final Cut Pro 10.6. I'm really hoping that the Final Cut Pro team has something to show us at the Global Summit. That's what I'm hoping. Does that mean they're going to? Of course not. It just means they might. It just means that they talked about it, the announcement here, Apple Day, they specifically said upcoming announcements. Upcoming announcement is not rehashing existing announcements. It is not talking about the MacBook Pro, though they will. It's not talking just about Final Cut Pro 10.6, which we've already seen. Upcoming, hopefully it's something special. But here's also, meet with the Apple team for a whole day of exclusive sessions. And discussions. So, we'll see how that goes. All right? Any other questions before we get out of here? Don't forget, youtube.com. Click and subscribe over there. youtube.com Richard Taylor TV. That's where you want to go, Richard Taylor TV. I am still talking to you on the MacBook Pro microphone. I don't know what happened. I've been having problems with the U audio. It's not officially supported on Monterey. That's probably the issue. It might not be for a year. Who the heck knows? I'd hate to have to switch from that. And I don't think I'll be going back to the Mac Pro. I like this too much, but I will perhaps be switching to the Elgato Wave 3 microphone, which is direct USB into the MacBook. They have their own mixer application that you can choose as the audio source. So if I can't get the U audio device working on Monterey for the MacBook, I will be switching to this microphone. As a matter of fact, from now on, I'm going to have this set up and ready to switch over to if U audio craps out on me again. All right, I'm going to get out of here, everybody. It's almost dinner time here. But in any event, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe over there at youtube.com, Richard Taylor TV. That's where you can be notified whenever I go live. Right? Anything else? Let's pull up one more here.
Our events are geared for experienced people. That means that we cannot dazzle you in every session. Not everything is new to you, right? You're all experienced users. So I always say to people, try to walk away with 3-4 tips per session. At the end of the 3 days, you have a wealth of knowledge. And definitely walk away with 10 business cards that you didn't have before.
Danny is the person who's been sweating hard, waiting for that bus to show up. He's the guy who takes care of all the logistics. There's Liat over here. She is an event manager. She's the one who produces NAB. And Celine, are you in the room? If you have, give Sam a big hand. If he wasn't,
So this is always the coolest event we get to do, mostly because I get to hang out with my friends. And
That's exactly right. We get to hang out with our friends. So we're going to do it virtually, okay? See you in a couple weeks. Don't forget to sign up over there at the Creative Summit, fcpglobalsummit.com. Damien says, everybody have a good day, everybody. Absolutely. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate it. We're going to keep on building these Final Cut Pro, Final Cut Fridays as much as we can. I don't know if I'll do one the week of the summit because we'll be so immersed and involved in that and everything. But I'll be curious. First off, I'm curious how these MacBook Pro microphone, it looks like it's holding up okay. I'm pretty amazed that it's the quality that it is. All right, everyone, I'm going to get out of here. Let me, don't forget to subscribe over here, youtube.com, Richard Taylor TV. Until the next time we go live, talk to you later. Final Cut Pro Radio is coming out this weekend, episode 120, with Sam Messman and Jeffrey Orthwine. Coming out this weekend, Final Cut Pro Radio. You can subscribe at Podcast, Apple Podcasts, whatever your favorite podcasting is. We're starting 7 years in January. No breaks. Continuous, no breaks. Talk to you later.